Forget everything you thought you knew about Caitlin Clark. She's not just a basketball star. She's a force that changed the game forever. It's been a lot of Clark lately. A steal, a bucket, a deep shot, and suddenly the arena erupts. Caitlin Clark is more than the NCAA's all-time leading scorer, more than the WNBA's top rookie, more than the golden face of deals with Nike, Gatorade, and Wilson. What you see on the court is only a glimpse of her world. Off the court, she bakes brownies to relax, attends church on weekends, and finds peace in her quiet life with her boyfriend, basketball coach Connor McCaffrey. Behind those logo threes is a girl from Iowa with a story few truly know. If you've ever seen a little girl step onto a court full of boys with a ball nearly bigger than she is, then you may have witnessed the start of a legend. Caitlin's journey began in Des Moines, where sports were the heartbeat of her family. Her dad played ball, her mom worked in marketing, and her granddad coached football. Instead of watching cartoons, her family watched games, debated plays, and lived and breathed sports. From as young as 5, she stood out. While most girls played with dolls, she chose the court. But there were no girls' leagues for her age, so her dad signed her up with the boys. She walked into gyms facing puzzled looks and doubt. It wasn't his eyes she got bumped, ignored. And even when she led her team to a state title, some parents said girls didn't belong. Those words hit hard, but she stayed quiet, trained harder, and told herself, "I won't lose just because I'm a girl." Her love for basketball wasn't casual, it was everything. Snow, rain, heat, she was out there, shooting endlessly. Her parents supported her unconditionally, but she didn't need pushing. She pulled herself to the court, daily. Before choosing basketball fully, she played everything: softball, soccer, volleyball, golf, and dominated. But if she missed a basketball practice, she cried. Once, at age 8, she sobbed for hours when rain stopped her from training. That wasn't just talent, it was pure passion. At Dowling Catholic High School, Caitlin didn't rise because of her famous last name. She rose because she scored over 30 points a game and ended with 2,547 points, one of the best in Iowa history. She became Miss Iowa Basketball in 2020, a title built on pain, effort, and endless hours of practice. She didn't grow up with many close friends. She learned to face loneliness, channel doubt, and build armor through resilience. In 2021, if you stumbled upon an Iowa game and saw a slender girl fire a shot from the logo, you might have laughed until it swished. Commentators were stunned. That shot, like Caitlin's career, didn't follow rules, it created them. She joined Iowa quietly, no hype machine behind her. But anyone who saw her at Dowling knew she wouldn't just survive, she would dominate. In her first year, she averaged 26.6 points per game. ESPN took notice. By year 2, she was scoring 30-plus regularly. Her game wasn't safe. She took deep threes, no-look passes, and fakes that dropped jaws. The 2022 to 2023 season changed everything. She led Iowa to the NCAA championship game, dropping 30 points in the final. They didn't win, but she won the country's heart. Articles poured in. ESPN called her the Steph Curry of women's hoops. Bleacher Report said she sparked a revolution. Then came the ultimate record. She didn't just break it, she shattered it. 3,951 points, more than Pete Maravich, a 50-year record, toppled. She had 5 triple-doubles in one season, one of the few to score over 1,000 points in a year. But it wasn't just stats. It was how she did it: logo threes, slicing through defenders, spinning jumpers, performances that were pure theater. Then came the 2024 WNBA draft. Everyone knew Indiana Fever would pick her, but what followed was shocking. Her debut pulled 2.1 million viewers. Her every move went viral. She didn't just live up to the hype, she obliterated it. Rookie of the Year, All-WNBA First Team, All-Star. She broke the record for most assists in a season, 337, and scored 769 points as a rookie. She even pulled off a triple-double: 19 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds against the New York Liberty in a game watched by 2.8 million. But Caitlin wasn't just a sports phenomenon. She became a cultural icon. Her jersey was a bestseller. Kids dressed as her for Halloween. Her image drove massive media campaigns. Analysts said she didn't just save Indiana Fever, she saved the WNBA. Yet through it all, she stayed grounded. She never changed. When asked if she saw herself as a phenomenon, she replied, "I'm still just the basketball-loving girl from Iowa. I shoot because that's where I feel most free. And that's why America pauses every time she fires a shot." In March 2023, her life changed again. Still a college player, she got a message from Gatorade. That first contract wasn't a trophy, but it opened a door. She had once spent her savings on basketball camps. Now, she had already earned $3.4 million from NIL deals before going pro. She partnered with State Farm, Buick, Nike, and her brand was worth millions. In a world where athletes often struggle to define themselves, Caitlin's image was clear, talented, humble, and inspiring. After joining the WNBA, her endorsements exploded. Her rookie salary was just $76,535, small change compared to her power. That's why Nike stepped in. In April 2024, she signed an $28 million deal with her own signature shoe line, a historic first. She became Nike's face, likened to Michael Jordan, and partnered with Wilson to launch her own basketball line. Forbes reported it earned hundreds of thousands in its first quarter, mostly thanks to young fans. Caitlin isn't just a face, she's a smart investor. In late 2024, she joined a group that owns a growing women's soccer team in Cincinnati, following the path of stars like Serena Williams. As of 2025, her net worth is $5 million, not huge by NBA standards, but historic for a 23-year-old WNBA rookie. Experts say she could hit $50 million in a decade, not just by playing, but by turning her name into value. Caitlin doesn't flaunt wealth. She doesn't post party photos or flash her contracts. Every deal reflects something deeper, like empowering women's sports. She sees every dollar as a tool to push dreams forward, to show women can win both, on the court and in life. After long nights of practice, she once returned to a tiny room with a faded wall and a view of the yard where she trained. It's modern.com and full of light, just like her. From the balcony, she watches the skyline a stage, waiting for her next act. Inside are her trophies, her number 22 jersey, and her favorite brownie molds. But that's not her only home. She also lives with Konar in a cozy $650,000 house in Iowa. It's not flashy, just warm, quiet, and full of love. And she's planning a $1.2 million vacation home in Iowa, complete with a basketball court and meditation garden. She's not just buying real estate, she's building a life grounded in passion and peace. In her garage, the story continues. Caitlin's not about showing off. No gold-plated supercars. But her Porsche 911 Turbo S, worth $230,000, speaks volumes. It's fast, bold, like her shots from the logo. She once said, "The road disappearing behind me feels like hitting a deep three." She also owns a Range Rover, sport powerful. Stylish, practical. A teammate joked, "She pulls up like a rapper, sunglasses on, music blasting." Her cars aren't about image, they're milestones. The Porsche came after the Nike deal. The Range Rover followed the Fever's playoff return. After a tough loss, she was seen quietly stepping into her Porsche. Head low, no words, just music. For Caitlin, each car is a chapter of her journey, personal, focused, forward. Off the court, Caitlin's life is simple. She bakes brownies, attends Mass at St. Francis of Assisi, and plays golf on quiet afternoons. She met Connor McCaffrey. In 2023, both understood the highs and lows of sports life. Their relationship stayed out of the spotlight until a summer boat photo made it public. Since then, he's been her rock, cheering silently from the stands. On their anniversary, she posted, "You make every day better." He replied, "Life's more fun with you." But love isn't her only anchor. Her faith keeps her grounded. She once said in an ESPN documentary, "Some days I just want a normal life." When things get overwhelming, she turns to prayer, not press releases. Caitlin finds joy in quiet routines, stirring brownie batter in her kitchen, sipping wine, soft jazz playing. She travels, but always with meaning. After the 2023 Final Four, she cruised through Croatia and Italy, smiling under Mediterranean sunsets with teammates. For Caitlin, success isn't loud, it's lived. From nil millions to Nike deals, from record points to record viewership. Caitlin Clark's most valuable possession is her quiet, authentic self. She isn't married, isn't trying to be perfect, just living fully, loving deeply, and playing fearlessly. Fame may fade, but what Caitlin keeps faith, love, discipline will outlast it all. Because behind every impossible shot and million contract is still that girl from Iowa who just wants to play basketball.